Good afternoon and welcome back to Forest Velo. So, riding at this time of year, there's one thing that becomes more important, and that is lights. Either you're riding in very dismal conditions like today, or if you want to get a ride in after work, you're finding you're having to go riding in the dark. So today we're going to look at the Kiwi 1200, which is a light I've been sent from Gaciron.
So let's see what's inside the box when you receive the Kiwi 1200. You get the light, and a handlebar mount, or a mount for fitting under the computer mount, a charging lead, very small, USB-C, a Torx key to tighten it up, or a screwdriver. You can also get, if you want, a computer mount which also has the undermount fitting for the light if you want to have it under the bars. Okay. So if you want to mount the light under your handlebars, instead of turning it over like that, what you're meant to do is move this fixing to here, and you do that by prising open the cover and then removing this with a Torx key and moving it to there, and then you can put the cover here. So let's give that a go. So by just switching those two over, now you can use this mount to be able to mount it under your computer mount using that fitting.
As its name suggests, it's got 1200 lumens, so it's a pretty bright light. It also comes with a remote control you can get as an accessory, which makes it far easier to turn it on and off when it's on the bike. So for example, at the moment I've got it mounted under my computer mount, which is really awkward to get to reach the button, even though I probably could, and even though it's set nicely using the mount provided, it's far easier to use this remote. All I have to do is hold it down for 2 seconds and the light comes on. And it's pretty easy to cycle through the modes just by pressing the button. You get the different modes, and again, to turn off, just 2 seconds. So obviously it's a light, you don't want to see it working during the daylight, you want to see it working at night. So at the moment the light's set on full beam 1200, and on this pitch black lane I can see ahead of me pretty well, and I'm going at about 15 or 16 miles an hour. I think if I was going to go faster, I'm going to have to adjust the beam a bit because it's quite short. So that's looking down a pitch black, as you can see, dark lane. A few fireworks in the distance, but nothing ahead. So it's set on 1200 at the moment. If I go through the different lumens, 300, 600, 1200, and I think you definitely need 1200 to be riding. At 1200 you've got about 2 hours riding time. At the moment it's pretty good, it's lighting up the lane hopefully probably about 20 or 30 meters ahead of me. The nice thing about it is it has got a cut-off beam, so it doesn't or shouldn't dazzle oncoming cars too much, if at all. It has also got a strobe light that you could have in daylight conditions, and a what they call a breathing lights on and off slowly. Again, probably good for daylight. At night time, I definitely go for the 1200 full lumens for a 2-hour ride or an hour and a half. If you're looking for more than that, you probably are going to need to get a more powerful light with a bigger battery, and Gaciron do those lights. And I doubt if you can see me at all at the moment. So as you might be able to see from my computer, I'm doing 14 miles an hour, now 17, 18, and it's certainly lighting my way, and I don't think, as I said, it would bother any oncoming cars. Certainly enough to see potholes like that. So in this mode it should last about 2 hours, and the lower modes you're going to get more like four hours in the lower modes, which probably is all right for riding in dark, but street light conditions, if you've got nothing, 1200's the way to go. So as I said, Gaciron do larger lumen lights with bigger batteries that would do well for longer periods. So I'm soon going to be coming into street lamps areas, so hopefully you might be able to see me. If you're interested in looking to buy one of these lights, a Gaciron Kiwi 1200, you can use a code in the description to get a 20% off. And the standard price for these is about £50, just below £50, about $60. So weirdly back in the daylight, but what do I think of the Kiwi 1200? Well, it's a really nicely made light. It feels like a quality product. It's a nice CNC'd aluminium body. As you saw, the 1200 lumens was pretty good for riding in dark conditions. You can mount it under your computer mount or on the handlebars if you want. The remote worked really well, had no problems with that at all. And the beam is one of those beams that's sort of cut off, so it doesn't actually dazzle oncoming cars, which is great, and it's fully waterproof. And you can even use it as a power bank, so if you're running out of power, you can always use it to charge up your Garmin or computer. One of the things I'm not too sure about is the longevity of the mount. It is like a plastic mount, so I mean, I haven't had any problems with it, but how long it might last, I don't know. It seems a little plasticky as opposed to that sort of hard rubber type of plastic. And the cover on the back for charging fits perfectly at the moment, but again, the longevity of the rubber on that I'm not too sure about, but again, only time will tell. So on the whole, it's a great little bike light. Certainly if you're not doing a huge amount of night riding, this might be the light for you. And if you do want to get something a bit more powerful, a bit stronger, you can always go on the website and look at their much larger, much more powerful and longer battery life lights they've got. So I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it useful. Until next time, bye for now.